Did Muhammad commit shirk? Let's talk about it. Quran 66:1 puts a spotlight on one of the most shocking moments in Muhammad's life and raises an unavoidable question. If shirk, associating partners with Allah, is Islam's ultimate sin, why does Muhammad's behavior here seem to fit the bill? So what happened in Quran 66:1? Here's what the verse says. O Prophet, why do you prohibit yourself from what Allah has made lawful for you, seeking the approval of your wives? Okay, so what's going on here? Contrary to popular Islamic belief, this wasn't about honey and Muhammad's bad breath. According to Islamic sources like Tafsir, al-Jalalayn, and Ibn Kathir, this verse is about Muhammad and Mary the Copt, his concubine, yes, a sex slave. The story goes that Muhammad was getting cozy with Mary in his wife Hafsa's house on her special day. Hafsa found out and understandably was freaked out, and Muhammad tried to smooth things over by promising to stay away from Mary. In other words, he made something halal, permissible, haram, forbidden. Cue Quran 66:1, where Allah steps in and basically says, why are you making this a prohibition? That is not okay. So what's the big deal? You see, the Quran takes a hard stance on shirk, the idea of associating partners with Allah. Quran 931 goes after Jews and Christians for obeying rabbis and monks who made things halal or haram without God's permission. It says they have taken their rabbis and their monks as lords besides Allah. Muhammad clarified this, and it's recorded in Tafsir Ibn Kathir. Adi ibn Hatim narrated, they did not worship them, the rabbis and monks, but they obeyed them. The Prophet said, yes, they did. When they made something lawful, they considered it lawful. And when they made something unlawful, they considered it unlawful. So, obeying the rabbis and monks, that, according to Muhammad, is shirk. Following their human rules instead of Allah's is elevating them to the place of Allah. And here's the crazy part. In Quran 66:1, Muhammad does the exact same thing. He prohibits what Allah made lawful. If it's shirk for the rabbis and the monks, why isn't it shirk for Muhammad? So let's tease this out in the form of a syllogism. Premise 1. According to Quran 931, obeying humans who prohibit what Allah has made lawful constitutes shirk regardless of intent. Premise 2. In Quran 66:1, Muhammad prohibited what Allah had made lawful, his relationship with Mary the Copt. Conclusion. Therefore, Muhammad's action in Quran 66:1 constitutes shirk as defined in Quran 931. Now, if you're a Muslim, you might be thinking at this point, okay, but Muhammad wasn't making a new law. It was just a personal vow, right? But Muhammad isn't just anybody. According to Quran 33:21, he's the ultimate role model for Muslims. His actions aren't just personal, they set an example for everyone. And according to Quran 931, this isn't about intent. Jews and Christians didn't think they were committing shirk by following their rabbis and monks, but the Quran says that they were. So even if Muhammad didn't mean to commit shirk, does that really matter? Another common defense is that Allah corrected Muhammad right away, so it's no big deal. Wrong. But hold on, doesn't shirk carry huge consequences? Quran 448 calls it the unforgivable sin. So if somebody commits shirk, even if it's for a short time, it's still shirk. Plus, if Allah's correction makes everything okay, what about all the other people accused of shirk in Quran 931? They could just say, oops, my bad, just like Muhammad, and call it a day. But clearly, it's not that simple. So what does this mean for Muslims? Quran 66:1 puts them in a tough spot. If shirk, the worst sin in Islam, happens when anyone, knowingly or not, prohibits what Allah allows, how does Muhammad's action not qualify? And if it doesn't, what does that say about the Quran's clarity and consistency? I'd like to thank Jai and DOC for bringing this argument to my attention. Be sure to check out their channel and check out this video where they actually use this argument in discussion with Muslims. Thanks for watching.